Okay, let's do Ephesians 5. We're going to knock a couple of these out today. I still got a little bit of time before I have to leave. Let's get right into it. We already see what's been going on. We already see where this is heading, and it looks like it's going to keep going into it. The first half of this chapter is titled Fear God, Ecclesiastes 5:1. Walk prudently when you go to the house of God, and draw near to hear rather than to give the sacrifice of fools. For they do not know that they do evil. Do not be rash with your mouth, and let not your heart utter anything hastily before God. For God is in heaven, and you on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. For a dream comes through much activity, and a fool's voice is known by his many words. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. Do not let your mouth cause your flesh to sin, nor say before your messenger of God that it was an error. Why should God be angry at your excuse and destroy the works of your hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many words, there is also vanity. But fear God. Now we're seeing him bringing his thoughts together. All this stuff serves no purpose if there's no fear of God. Fear God before everything else. The vanity of wealth and honor. If you see the oppression of the poor and the violent perversion of justice and righteousness in a province, do not marvel at the matter. For high official watches over high official, and higher officials are over them. Sounds like you're talking about the government. Moreover, the profit of the land is for all. Even the king is served from the field. He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This is also vanity. And this is the truth. What do you get somebody who has everything? More. Because that's the only thing that'll make them happy. When goods increase, they increase who eat them. So what profit have the owners except to see them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not permit him to sleep. That's the truth. There is a severe evil which I have seen under the sun. Riches kept from their owner to his hurt. But those riches perish through misfortune. When he begets a son, there is nothing in his hand. As he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. When you die, nothing. You take nothing with you. It's literally a waste of time. And we do it because we live, but he's pointing out to everyone reading that none of this benefits us. When you really look at deep down into what's going on, none of this benefits us. And this also is a severe evil. Just exactly as he came, so shall he go. And what profit has he who has labored for the wind? All his days he also eats in darkness, and he has much sorrow and sickness and anger. Here is what I have seen. It is good and fitting for one to eat and drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor in which he toils under the sun, all the days of his life which God gives him, for it is his heritage. So he's saying, I'm viewing this, and I'm looking and seeing to enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your labor, because that's for you here. That's a gift of God for here. Enjoy your drink. Enjoy your life. That's the gift of God here. Because it's different over there. None of this stuff goes over with us. As for every man to whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage, and rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. For he will not dwell unduly on the days of his life, because God keeps him busy with the joy of his heart. So if you have a life, enjoy that life. This is what Solomon is saying. If you labor and there's increase, enjoy it. Don't focus on what's going to happen to it. Enjoy it. Because in a day, it's going to be gone. In the blink of an eye, it all turns to dust. It's a wisp of smoke. So enjoy those things. Partake of those things and enjoy them. giving thanks to God for all those things, because like he says in verse 19, this is the gift of God. You know, a lot of people have a hard time with, well, really shouldn't be doing that. Well, you shouldn't be eating that. Well, you shouldn't be drinking that. Well, why? It's all a gift of God. It's all a gift. Now, everything you'll do go into excesses, everything in moderation, but we go and we enjoy those things sober-mindedly. If it's been presented to us in our life, we enjoy it. Partake of it and enjoy it. But you use your head. And you think about these things because you realize that this isn't my God. I'm not going to worship this. There's a lot of people, their whole thing is sex. That's their God. They worship it. They say they're a Christian, but they're into some weird stuff. He wants you to enjoy those things, that joining together of a man and a woman, but don't worship it. It's vanity. It's all junk. You have a lot of money? Awesome. Give thanks for it. If you have riches, enjoy them, but don't worship it. And if it all disappears, okay. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. He's telling everybody to really, you need to understand, none of this stuff here means anything. If a fire comes and takes it all away, you're still blessed by God. If he gives you food and clothes, you're good to go. Everything else is a blessing. So he's what Solomon is saying is, enjoy these things. Enjoy these things, partake in these things, but understand that none of this goes there with you. Or choose not to partake of those things. You can go either way. We see a lot of stuff in the New Testament talking about that. So he's become very, I think maybe he might have been, I don't know, this is just my perspective, he might have been holding back a lot of things and keeping himself from doing a lot of things and realizing, you know what, it's really a waste of time, because when I go and stand before him, I go there with nothing. I'm not going to be wearing my robes, I'm not going to be wearing my capes, I'm not going to have my crown, none of this stuff is going to be with me. All these things stay here. All my recipes, none of that stuff goes up there. This is all carnal. And instead of me focusing so much on these things, I'm going to enjoy them, but my focus is going to be on the spiritual things. So when I stand before the Lord, those things are waiting for me up there. And you know, Jesus said it's much the same thing. The apostles talked about it too. Lay up treasure in heaven. But this life is fleeting. This life is nothing. And for me personally, more of this is coming out is don't worry about these things. Because if you worry about them, that's all you'll do is worry about them. Just don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. Just let it go. Because he provides. He provides everything. Okay, that was Ephesians 5. Man, they're going quick because they're so short. So let's keep going through it. We've got a few more chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more chapters. We'll keep going and we'll see where we end up, because I'm thinking we're going to see some more stuff in here. Yeah. Okay. That's Ephesians 5. Stay tuned for Ephesians 6.